Thank you all so much for your submissions. I got way more than I thought I was going to get, and they're all adorable. So today I'm going to start off by drawing 2 of them. I hope I can get most of yours done. I wish I could get them all done because they're all so cute. But today I picked 2 at random to draw. And today the ones I'm going to draw are these 2. So let's start off with the boy. So this guy was one of the Instagram ones actually, and he came with a description. So his name is Harry Grimold. If I can't pronounce that right, I'm very sorry. I looked up how to pronounce it, and nothing came up. All that came up was a place in Harry Potter. So if you were trying to play on Harry Potter, A+ for that, because if you don't know, I love Harry Potter. He's 17 years old. He's mean, rude, scary, and takes a while to gain trust. And he's single. He sounds a lot like Harry Hook and looks a lot like Harry Hook. I just have to say that first off. I wanted to originally make him look like he's looking over the shoulder, but that was really hard to do. So I didn't really get that effect. But I did originally want him to be like looking over his shoulder with like a sword behind his back to look more like evil or mysterious. But like, I think he's probably like, this is just my guess, more of like he's mean, but like he has the heart and stuff. That's just my opinion on the description. But I think he looks really cool. As you can tell, the person did some edits on it, but I still thought I should do it. If you want to send yours in, I prefer no edits, but I still did this one, so I guess it doesn't really matter. I was trying to do shading on this one, like, a lot. This one took me the longest, probably. This took me almost 2 hours to do. And he was really hard to do because I wanted to give him an evil expression, and I also wanted to change some things up about his outfit. Obviously keeping the same thing, but I did change a few things later on that weren't originally in his outfit, but I decided to change him just cause. So, but I do think he looks really cool, and he was really challenging to make, so I did my best. So I tried a lot of new shading methods with this character specifically because he was supposed to be in like a dark background. That was kind of my whole idea. So if he was supposed to be in dark background, then you had to have a lot of shading. So obviously my shades aren't correctly in the right spots, but the tip of his hairs were typically darker than the top. So I had to make that look realistic. And before you go commenting in the comments that these shadings are not correct for the actual lighting that I'm going to give him later on, it's just the shading that I did. I'm not the best at shading. It's probably my weakest point. But yeah, I tried my best. I really wanted to make him look more cool and more edgy, so shading was really the way to go, and this is the first time I really shaded that much, so I tried my best. And I didn't do this on a computer, if you were curious. I did this on an app on my iPad. If you're curious what app this was, this app is called Procreate, because I use it for my gotcha edits, and a lot of people ask me, what is this app? Where do you get it? I have it on my iPad. You can get it on your phone as well if you have an iPhone. So it works better on the iPad, and I drew these characters by hand. Typically I draw them with a pen, but my pen I could not find because I had an Apple pen, but I could not find it. So these characters ended up being drawn by hand, so drawn by my finger. So they don't look as cool as they probably would have with a pen, but I tried my best, and I really felt like I had to make these characters look cool because I offered to make them look cool, so I tried my best. I think the sword was the funnest thing for me to draw because honestly I've never drawn the sword really before, so it was probably my favorite part of the whole drawing was the sword. It looked so cool, I thought, and I was gonna make it look more like edgy and creepy, but I mean, I try to stay really like friendly with my, like family friendly with my channel, so I kind of just stuck to what the design looks like. But yeah, I think the shading here was kind of like tripping me out because I didn't exactly know how to shade here, but I was really trying. I tried really. This took me like 10 minutes just shading this shirt part here. It looked like it went really fast, but it took a really long time when I was actually doing it because I wanted to make the shirt look like it was in the actual picture, and that was really hard for me. And as you can see, I had previously I had like a little drawing that was drawn in pencil, and that was a drawing I did by hand, and then I put it into the iPad and this app so I could actually color it. So that was kind of like a base drawing. It wasn't supposed to look awesome or anything. It was just supposed to tell me like the pose and where the eyes were gonna go and things like that. And originally I actually almost made 2 sketches of this character because I didn't know if I wanted to do like the side thing or if I wanted to try and have him actually be facing forward with like a smirk or something, but I really wanted to do his whole outfit. And one of the things I changed about his outfit was I put rips in his shirt and in his cape, like the bottom of his cape is ripped and longer. And the reason I did that was because I felt like it fit his style more when I was drawing him like this. It's really hard for me to draw things that look like you guys do such a good job making your characters look so cool, but when I'm drawing in my style, I really badly want to change some things up, and his cape was one of them. I felt like it would look more cooler, longer. He actually ended up looking kind of like a wizard in a way, but like if you were going for the whole wizard thing earlier, then spot on, he looks like a wizard now. There you go. But he does really remind me of a pirate, and I think that was really fun that you picked up pirate and that you gave me a description, so thank you so much. And his eyes are my most prized possession because I cannot draw eyes on this app. Like, I'm so bad at it. But his eyes actually turned out okay compared to what else I do. I was very proud of them. They were very, very good eyes for me. He looks very much like Harry Hook, but like the eyeshadow I gave him as well. I just can't get over it. He looks like Harry Hook. Very close to Harry Hook, but like... Yeah, so I tried to do his eyes as best I could, and at first I was like, oh, this is just going to be terrible. His eyes look bad. And I had to do a lot of shading on his eyes because I was just like, it's just going to look bad and more bad and more bad if it just keeps ending up like this. So I had to do a lot of shading underneath his eyes and in his eyes to make it look a little bit better. And this is where the point in the drawing where I was like, oh, I'm not messing this up, or like I'm doing okay at this, you know. And noses are also really hard for me, so doing a side kind of picture was kind of hard for me as well because, you know, and I tried to shade the nose here, but it didn't work, so I just kind of went like full on, just go up and do it, you know. At this point I realized I needed to make the hair look a little bit more messy because he's like a pirate and it looked a little bit too well kept to me, so I kind of added these in last minute because I thought it needed to look more like out there, wildish, you know, and I actually changed a bit of it towards the end so it looks a little bit better than this actually, because this doesn't look the best. So yeah, his hair was a bit of a hassle. I think that was the hardest part of his whole thing was his hair and shading underneath his head. Those were like the hardest things for me, I think, but other than that, the rest of it kind of went smooth. And after that, I added this dark background that I made previously for his character. It was just some light shading, and I wanted to add some more red in the background because I thought it would look cool. So this is like the background I chose, I guess, and then I had to go clean up the edges because I actually cropped him out and put him in this background because I didn't originally put him in the background. If I just left it like this, it would look pretty bad. At this point, I added some scratches on his arm and on his face because I felt like it added a little bit more to his face, and his face was seeming pretty dull to me at this point. So I added some scratches on his face, changed up his expression a little bit last minute because I thought it looked a little bit better. And so this is the finished product. I hope you like it. Thank you for submitting your character, and I had a really fun time drawing him, Harry. And now we're moving on to the next character. So this is one of the YouTube ones, and her name is Panda Sprints. I think I'm pronouncing that right. And this was one of the video ones. And she said, I can't wait to see what the drawing looks like. Well, you got it! I'm glad yours got picked because else you wouldn't get to see what it looked like. For this one, I actually used just a base outline for the body, just because I wanted to figure out kind of a pose. So I did draw all of this, but just the base was from online. I found like a base for a body because I'm really bad at drawing bodies, and after the boy I was kind of a little bit nervous. So her body, as you can see, her torso and her legs are from a pose. So that's the only thing I used. So the pose just came like that with like some outlines. So mostly I drew this, but yeah, I did use that. I just wanted you to make sure that you knew. And when I picked this character, or when this character was picked, I didn't realize that this character has so many accessories. Every time I thought I was almost done, I'd be like, oh, nope, there's another accessory. And so her hair is kind of black, but instead I went with like a really, really dark brown because you can't really have like straight up black hair. So you can see on the video more that it's more brownish. And I was starting to draw ears, and I realized she has ears, but she also has animal ears. And then I realized that's like on all gotchas, so I should probably change that up. So I did change that. I gave her no ears because I figured she's an animal, or like an animal fairy cat thing. I don't really know. But I was excited I got to do an animal one because this one would be really, really fun. And this is her actual, like, herself, I think. I checked out her YouTube channel, and I think this is her actual self, or this is her, like, main person on her channel. So if you, by the way, after I draw these, you can use it for whatever you want. So if you want to use it as like the thumbnail or something for a video, you totally can. This is for like whatever use you want. You can use this photo for whatever you want, as long as it's not being mean to somebody. I won't like that. But other than that, you can use this picture that I draw for whatever you'd like. You can screenshot it and use it whatever you like. And I'll also be posting it on my Instagram. My Instagram is... let me look up my Instagram. Galaxy Queen Maddie. So that's my Instagram. My dog also has an Instagram, and she has more followers than me. She has 166. I have 27. So my dog is winning, and she is adventures_of_lazy lacy. And you can go check out her Instagram if you'd like as well. Because, yeah, she's famous now, I guess. More famous than me, at least. So, yeah, this character is really fun to draw, and she had a lot of accessories, so I had my hands full. What I didn't think about was that her character had the same color everywhere, so it was kind of hard to make her character look like, how can I explain this? To look like different shades, you know? Like, she had to look a bit different, like her top had to be a bit different from her skirt and stuff, so it was kind of hard. I also changed up the body, as you can tell, a little bit, and I did the skirt was off camera on accident. I tried to fix it, but it didn't really work, so some of the stuff got done off of camera, but I mean, well, that's just sad. So yeah, I did lose some footage of her, and her skirt I think turned out pretty good. I mean, it's cuter in the picture that she did, because I mean, that skirt's cuter than mine, and her skin ended up being darker than her character, like later on. You can tell that it's a little bit of like a darker shade, but I mean, I don't think that really matters. It's just kind of hard to make it look exactly the same. And as you can see, her arms are kind of like behind her back, but because her bow covered her back, it kind of made it hard to see her actual arms, but they were supposed to be like, she's holding her arms behind her back, you know, like, I don't know, like she's crossing her fingers when she's not supposed to or something, I don't know. But, yeah, that's going to become a problem later, just wait and see. So I decided to make her wink. Her pose in this is totally different from her character's pose, but because she didn't really give me a personality, I couldn't really tell her personality. I just thought she was like a cute character, I don't know. So I just decided to make her wink because I thought it would look cute. Also, it saves me from trying to copy an eye, and I'm so bad at that. So yeah, I drew the star sunglasses, which actually took me a really, really long time, and her nose was very hard to get right. I kept trying to figure it out, make it look okay, and I tried to put blush on her, which also took a very long time because I couldn't get it right, you know, I just couldn't get it right. But eventually I got the blush to work, and I got the nose to work, I think. And this is the moment I realized, she has glasses on her head, but she's wearing glasses. So I took a good long look at this picture and realized I have to give her glasses even though she already has glasses. That's the only flaw with this character design, I think. She's wearing glasses, but she has glasses on her head. They are the two cutest glasses in Gacha, I would say. But I mean, like, glasses on her face and glasses on her head, that's a little bit excessive. She's got a lot of accessories, wow. Maybe the glasses on top of her head are like sunglasses, and the glasses on her face are like actual, like, must have to see-through thing. Like, not see-through things. Been reading too many Superman comics to, like, see properly. You know, like glasses. Those are like the Harry Potter glasses. Again, A+ for involving Harry Potter, even though that was probably not on purpose. But her design is so, so cute. I love her little pigtails, so I was really excited to draw her, to be honest. And I really like to draw her, and every time I thought I was close to being done, I was like, oh, wait, no, I'm not done. She has wings. Oh, she has ribbons in her hair. Oh, she has a tail. Oh, she has a bow in her tail. Oh, she has socks. So it was way more different than drawing the boy, mainly because she had way more accessories than him. But she was very fun to draw, and I showed this picture to my mom, and she said, where's her arm? And I said it's behind her back, so at this point I decided to actually draw an arm. I was hoping I wouldn't have to because I'm terrible at drawing hands, so I spent a good chunk of time trying to draw a hand. I was almost going to paste one on. My mom was like, no, then you can't say it's your own drawing. So I went along, and as you can see, this is many failed attempts at a hand. This one took a very long time because I can't draw hands. It's just like a fact. I can't draw hands. And then to this point, I was like, okay. And then I ended up moving it around and changing it quite a bit afterwards. And I still don't think the arm or the hand look very good. But, I mean, at least it's more visible and you can see it better. So, and then we had this whole thing with the fingers that just looks ridiculous. So, and then I decided to add another finger last second. So, this whole hand thing kind of drove me nuts a little bit. But finally I got the hand to look fine, I guess, eventually at the end. So, I guess it all worked out. I think this character, like, unintentionally ended up looking a little bit more curvy than I was going for, but I don't really think it matters that much. I think she actually looks pretty cute. But, yeah, that wasn't intentional, but I mean, I think it works for her. And this little tail, her ribbon on her tail, I was originally going to have her tail, like a little clock hanging down from it or something. Not a clock specifically, but like something hanging down from it. But then I realized there was a ribbon on her tail, and I was like, oh, okay, that works. That works fine enough. So I kind of stuck with the ribbon, and I guess that's where we draw the line and say she's done after I added the wings, because I totally forgot about them later. She has camo on her sleeves. Oh my goodness, I just noticed that. Oh, I missed the camo on her sleeves. Darn it. Well, I'm sorry about that. But I think she turned out okay. She kind of looks like she's hunching over, but like, I don't know. I tried to straighten her up, but it's kind of hard. I think she turned out fine. I like her glasses though. I think they turned out good. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys want your character drawn, all you gotta do is read the info in the description and follow along. And you can either post a picture of your character on Instagram with the hashtag NerdyGirlMaddie, or you can post a video on YouTube with the hashtag NerdyGirlMaddie, and I'll be able to find it. And a lot of people were really sad because they didn't have Instagram and they weren't a YouTuber. And to be honest, there's no other way to reach you guys and find your characters. I can't just telepathically know what your characters look like. So sorry about that, but that's what it's gonna have to be. I wish I could draw all your characters in the world. Just all of them in the world. I will be picking 2 more, and if you guys really like this video, then maybe I'll do more.